Let's get into it. It's crime o'clock, yeah, feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick-tock, won't stop, let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah, it's crime o'clock. Clock, clock, yeah. Typically new, neon signs glow, brick wall behind me. Headlines loud, but they never define me. They rush the story, skip the proof. I slow it down, let it show the truth. Files on deck, read every line. Timestamps matter, so does time. If it don't fit, I don't force the frame. Ask one question, whole story change. No fear my voice, no need to shout. Paper speaks when you read it out. If the math's off, I'll circle twice. Truth ain't loud, but it ain't nice. Yeah. Read it again. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Pull up real close, yeah. It's crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Read it again. They sell a narrative if I sell receipts. Courtroom quiet, but the pages speak. Word for word, no added spin. Let it stand, yeah. Let that sink in. Screenshot save, timeline's tight. Missing pieces keep me up at night. If they say you're late, I say why. If they say case closed, I say try. No rush here, we do it right. Truth don't bend for the likes of hype. If you came for noise, you in the wrong spot. This is evidence, this is crime o'clock. Clock, clock, clock. Stay with me. This isn't background noise. This is pattern recognition. This is documents. This is crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock, yeah. Feel that sound. Typically unique when the truth comes out. Tick tock, won't stop. Let the facts talk. Say it with me now. Crime o'clock. It's crime o'clock. Typically unique. It's crime o'clock. Yeah. If you're here, you're early. If you're listening, you're paying attention. Show starts now.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Crime O'Clock on Typically Unique. Welcome, welcome. We are talking Idaho 4 today and more inconsistencies. You know, I've been talking about contradictions, inconsistencies, and convolutedness in this case lately. You probably know, you have probably watched the new interview that Connor dropped last night from Kennedy Fitzgerald. I was so mad after watching that interview. I was going back to other interviews to double check statements, and that is what inspired today. So we're going to get into that. We are going to eventually listen to her interview, point out the big contradiction that was in there with Bethany and Dylan. It's very short. Yep, it's very short, but a lot to talk about in that like 8-minute video, however long it was, right? So to me, the Kennedy Fitzgerald interview messed up the timeline, completely messed up the timeline with Bethany and Dylan. So when they say they got home, how they say they got home, who were they with before they got home? I mean, so many questions, so many questions. Let me take a minute to say hello to everybody. Hey, Donna. Hi, Ro. Witchy was. Hey, Jen. Thanks for posting everything that you did. Appreciate it. Yeah, more insanity. I just got a huge tickle in my throat. Let me grab a drink. Oh my God. Woo, that made my eye tear up. Oh my goodness. All right. Song of the Siren Jenna. Hello. Hey, Michelle. Hey, G Bean. Hi, Christina. Thanks for joining me today, you guys. Hopefully, we'll have some more people join in here. Hey, Italian girl. Hi, Blue Devil. Please make sure you are hitting the like button for me. I appreciate that so much. Hey, Mike. I overflowed my pool mic. We luckily haven't had a lot of rain, so but that made my water level go down in my pool, so I shut my filter off and then I went out there and stuck the hose in it only for a couple hours and it was like overflowing. Oh well, it'll evaporate. All right. So I have been trying to get caught up on Pavarotti's videos. I have, even before I discovered his channel, as soon as I heard about the two parents being involved heavily, like having decades of trouble in the drug world, I thought that was too much of a coincidence for it to be two and for that long of time. And the other coincidental thing about those two parents is that one of the victims was upstairs and one of the victims was downstairs, the two daughters, right? So coincidence? Is that another coincidence? Pavarotti has done all the digging into the people in that drug ring and who's who and who's connected and all the ties and all of that. And I watched all those back in the day. I do not remember all the names. So, I always thought that would be the reason. I thought that was the motive right from the beginning. After we got past Jack Showalter, because we didn't know anything back at that time. Right. So I heard Pav's, I don't know if it's his most recent, his last 2 or 3 videos he did. He was, proving, stop looking at like who did this, like frat boys or scorned lovers or things like that. And, go back and look at the things that he proved. And I agree with that. So then I was just thinking before I came on this live. Okay, so if we think that's the motive and we think the perpetrators are like, outside the immediate university circle, then what are we looking at here? What are we looking at with all these documents and everything? Because none of those people are mentioned anywhere, right? None of those people are mentioned everywhere. Pavarotti went through the whole list of the perpetrators. I see your membership, Donna. Welcome to the unique peeps. We're so happy to have you. Put peeps in the chat for Donna, you guys. What are we looking at all these listening to the interviews and looking at the documents? And to me, it's about who knew what, locating everybody that night to try to show who could have known what. A lot of people still have questions. Who was in the house that night? Who was in the house all night? Were the two survivors actually there all night? I always go back to Ann Taylor in every document where she writes something about Bethany, the way she states it is, Bethany Funk, who was present at the house 8 hours later. She always words it that way. She never says she was there all night. So I think that's interesting. So if she wasn't, where was she? And that's what leads us to Kennedy Fitzgerald's interview and this timeline and trying to track down where everybody was. So if you've been with me for a while, you know that I wrote out the timelines. So let me get that pulled up because we're just going to do a quick review of what Bethany and Dylan's what was their official timeline, right? Yeah, G-Bean. Love you guys. All right, I haven't used this document camera in a while. Let's see if I can get it going. I opened my drink and didn't take a sip. I don't want that to happen again. Okay. Whoops. Clicking the wrong buttons over here, you guys. I want that. And I can double check myself on my phone. How are you guys doing today? Let me know in the chat. And one thing I've always been curious about is where are all you guys from? Like you can put your state. I'm from Northeast Ohio. I'm in the Ohio True Crime group. Christina, the Kennedy Fitzgerald interview. That one. You're right. Ooh, San Francisco. I love it there, Witchy was. Philly. Oh my gosh, G-Bean. Someday I'll have to tell the story. We took a family trip to Philadelphia and, we did all the sightseeing stuff, but we did the sightseeing on, oh my God, what are those things called? They're self-propelled segways. We did the Philadelphia tour on segways and they took me up this hill in this park that was brick. And I thought I was going to go over the cliff. I thought I was going to go over the cliff. Finland, pretty much Finland. Hello. We have a huge Finnish neighborhood. Lots of Finns in the town that I live in the area of the town that I live in. I am not Finnish. All right, here we go. We've got Dylan and where's Bethany? There's Bethany. Oh, sorry. Okay, I just, I catch your guys' conversations in the middle of them. Lori, you're in Ohio? No way, girl. I'm also going to be moving my microphone because I have it attached to my table and I listened to myself back and I realized how much noise. Every time I touch something, it's like bang, bang, bang. I'm sorry about that, you guys. Oh, speaking of FOIA requests, I put in the FOIA for McKaylee McConkey's interview this morning. I will show you that a little bit after this segment that I do. All right, here we go. Who do you want to start with, Bethany or Dylan? B or D? Put it in the chat. B or D? I'm going to make a decision. This is what I do at school. I'm going to make a decision in 3, 2, 1.5, 1.25. Oh, I see 2 B's. We'll do Bethany. Okay. Up and out. And close. And this. How's that? It needs light. It needs to be lighter. There we go. Nice and bright. There we go. Okay. So what we really want to check is like starting probably, around the 10 o'clock time. So remember, in the morning, everybody's statements have been pretty, like every interview I've read from like people who just heard what everybody did that day, or the actual people who did do these events that day, everybody's pretty solid with everybody being at Kayla Wynn's party in the afternoon. Okay, so that's a pretty consistent thing that we've seen. It's after this nap time where things start to get a little convoluted. I'm going to keep using my words. Okay, so at 9 is when Bethany says she goes over to Sigma Chi. I have found some interesting information during this time of, like, there was one report that I think she said she walked over with Bethany, with Xana and Ethan. I think she says she walks over with Matt. No, Maddie goes by. No. Yeah, she walks over with Maddie. But she goes to Sigma Chi around this time. Ethan's getting back from the Hunga Dunga, the formal. The car data shows that Ethan parks at like 9:27, but he sends out a text to Hunter Johnson that he's drinking with Xana and Bethany. So there's some inconsistencies about, or we just haven't narrowed down exactly when do Ethan and Xana get to Sigma Chi? How do they get to Sigma Chi? I've always inferred, I think it's implied that he parks the car and then they walk to Sigma Chi. But this is Bethany's timeline, so they're supposed to be with Bethany at Sigma Chi. All right. There's this weird cougar den thing going on. Now think about this with Bethany. In the book yesterday, I read you the passage where Chris Whitcomb says that, is it Officer Lake should have been concerned that Bethany has ties to Washington State University, the city of Pullman, and there was one other thing he said, but 3 things over there. Oh, thanks, Christina. Apparently today's going to be a coughing day. Sorry about that. Okay. Whoops. So where did my little screen thingy go? I want to see it. There we go. Okay. Yeah, the Cougar Den. So Bethany supposedly got this connection over there. Oh, it was associates of Brian Koberger, you guys. So Chris Whitcomb was saying that Bethany possibly knows somebody that hangs out with Brian Koberger. And then we've got this Cougar Den chat message thing going on. Like, very, very curious about this. Okay. All right. So then Yessie goes to Sigma Chi and she's hanging out with Bethany. Then Bethany calls Claire. Is Claire, I believe she's one of the girls that are at Kennedy Fitzgerald's party. Okay. So does she call and say, hey, how's that party going? Hey, I'm about to head over that way. (10:30). Dylan does not say Bethany is at Sigma Chi. So 10:30 is when Dylan says she gets to Sigma Chi, but she doesn't say Bethany's not there. She just doesn't say that she saw her. So around 10:30 to 10:45, Bethany says that her and Yessie go to the main party of Sigma Chi. At 11:14, Bethany sends a Snapchat to Maddie. Apparently, there's a photo of that. Maddie is now at the corner club at 11:14. So when Bethany sends this Snapchat, Maddie's at the corner club. At 12:03, Bethany takes photos of an unknown location at a party of a girl, and that's all they say, a girl. Well, this right here has to be at Kennedy Fitzgerald's house, according to Kennedy. So I'm going to put KF. So when we listen to Kennedy's interview, let's think about Bethany being there and taking a photo. I don't know why they put unknown location and a girl. So I was like, is she still at Sigma Chi? Like, I did not know. At 12:17, Bethany sees, this is what Bethany's saying, you guys. This is the contradictions. Oh my gosh. Bethany sees Ethan and Xana in Peter's apartment before leaving. Okay, so she's saying she leaves about 12:30. And then Bethany and Yessie walk to Allie's. Now, this is Allie Benson. So here's my question for you guys. I want to get this straight. Does Allie live with Kennedy Fitzgerald? Does Allie Benson live with Kennedy Fitzgerald? I believe she does. Hey, Legal Swag. I will say hello while you guys, someone give me an answer. Does Allie Benson live with Kennedy Fitzgerald? Hey, Thumper Rabbit Hole. North Carolina Mountain Man. Hello. Mama's Boy. M8U. Mate you. M8U. Hello. Oh, you're looking at a map, Mama's Boy. Yeah, I'm going to pull up a map too. Loves is here. Hello. Good question. Who is at Allie's? Okay. I think Kennedy Fitzgerald, she either lives with Kayla Wynn or she lives with Allie Benson. So I think I'll get clarity when I pull up the map, but I'm not going to pull up the map till we go through these two timelines. At 12:31, Bethany calls Jenna McClure on FaceTime, and they have a 22-second call. I got an idea about this call now. What does Bethany call Jenna for? Get me out of here, girlfriend. Come pick me up. That's what I think. Just speculating. Oh, now here's where it's going to get real good. This is going to get real good. Fold this back better. There we go. I had to staple these or I will lose these pages. We've got 1 a.m. Bethany says she walks home from Allie's house. Remember, Dylan says her and Lakeland are already home. They've already ate popcorn. They're hanging out for about a half an hour before Bethany even gets home. That's the narrative. That's the narrative. That's the way it's on record. Bethany and Dylan have given witness statements about when they arrived home. 1:22 a.m. Bethany receives the bucktooth bitch message from Kaylee. Kaylee says, Maddie just called me a bucktooth bitch. Kaylee sends that message to everybody. Bethany, Dylan, Xana, and Ethan. 1:22. They're probably still at the bar. They're still at the corner club. 1:54. Bethany calls Maddie. That's when they're in Eric Gower's car. And we can guess that Bethany's probably calling her for food. Because 1 minute later, Bethany sends out a text message to everybody, get me some mac. But she sends it to Xana, Ethan, Kaylee, and Maddie. I don't think she does send it to Dylan. Why, if Bethany, I had this question the last time we went over this. If Bethany and Dylan are sitting on the couch together, why is she sending Dylan a message to get me some mac? Is Dylan not home at 1:55? Or is this just a standard, everybody's in the group text, so I just send it out to everybody, even though Dylan's, I do that. I do that. Even though everybody's just sitting there. Hey, look at that. Oh, thank you, Jen. You're so supportive. 5 new peeps, you guys. Welcome to whoever got those. And please make sure you thank Jen. She is so generous over here all the time, building up our green team, our unique peeps. Say thank you to Jen.
Clock it. So I gotta say thank you. Clock it.
Let's see who got those. It's going to take me 1 second. I never even set up my studio. Oh, it's right here in front of me. I can see. Superman's grandma, Renneryberg, Nikki H, Crystal Eyes, Kylie at Ivy. Welcome to the green team. Clock it. Let me get this live going over here on my studio. Helps me keep track of things. All right. And we'll pull that back up. Back to our conversation and back. Let me see your comments. There we go. Welcome, peeps. Put those peeps in the chat. All right. So the point here is that Bethany says she's home at least by like 1:10, probably like a 10-minute, 1:10, 1:15. Okay. Now let's see what Dylan said. And then we're going to hear what Kennedy says. Oh, thanks, Mama's boy. That's such a huge compliment. I appreciate that. This one's not so great looking, but all right, we want to get down here to, why did this get so, oh, I'm looking at the small part. There we go. So this is Dylan's timeline. but it's still got the Cougar Den message on it because she was in that group. Okay. Bethany's the one that added Ethan to the group. Okay. 10:30 is when Dylan says she leaves 1122 to go over to Sigma Chi. Okay. And that's when she says, I see Riley Moreland at the house with Kaylee. They're getting ready to go to the corner club. Okay. Dylan says she arrives at Sigma Chi. We get an apartment number and she's hanging out with Ethan, Prey Hunter, Chapin, Xana, Yessie, and Gideon. Remember, Gideon's written on her arm. Dylan and Gideon are like all over Sigma Chi. They're in the apartment. They're out to the main lodge. They're all over the place, back and forth. At 12:04, now that's interesting. Let's go back to Bethany. Didn't Bethany have something at 12:04? Oh, 12:03. Look at this, you guys. 12:03 is when Bethany takes that photo of some girl, but we're not allowed to know the girl, just some girl. 12:04, Dylan sees Xana for the last time at Allie's. What's going on at the Custody Queens at 4 p.m.? G-Bean, I haven't seen that. I missed it. So here's two major contradictions. It's going to be the timeline. It's going to be where Bethany and Dylan say they're at before they get home. When do they get home? How do they get home? All of that is like the timeline. Then we've got Xana's location. Dylan is putting Xana at Allie's house. And I had questions here. When does Dylan leave Sigma Chi to go to Allie's? Does she ever? I don't have that. These are from Dylan's interviews. This is what she has told officers. She doesn't say anything. I'm going to have to try to fill this gap. Here between 10:30 p.m. and 12:04. Can I find any more information about what Dylan says, where she's at during this time? Why is she avoiding this time? And now all of a sudden, poof, I just, what's it called? Transported myself over to Allie's. All right. And then I wanted to know where Allie's apartment was, but I got the address and I looked it up and it's on a map and I'm going to show you the map in a minute. Look at this. 12:04, Dylan takes a photo. Look at this. $12:03, Bethany takes a photo at an unknown location, but it's at a party and it's of a girl. So, are they together? Are Billin? I said Billin. Are Bethany and Dylan together? They're both taking a photo at like 1 minute apart. Then at 12:17, Dylan is not at Allie's, according to Bethany. So Dylan and Bethany have a discrepancy around this 12:17 time. Why did I say that? Oh, remember I said it's not that Bethany said she wasn't there. It's just that she didn't mention her being there, I think is the way I worded it. Let me see. Nope, that was earlier. Oh, Dylan is not mentioning seeing Bethany at Sigma Chi, and Bethany's not mentioning seeing Dylan at Allie's. Isn't that interesting, you guys? So Dylan doesn't talk about Bethany at Sigma Chi. Bethany doesn't talk about Dylan at being at Allie's. I'm picking up all these contradictions. Hi for Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, Ethan. Hello. Dylan changed her so much, it's hard to believe anything from her. Yeah, I know. We got to keep going through and I mean, some things she kind of keeps the same, like when the time she got home, how she got home, things like that. So all right, then we've got 115 to 130 or 122. Yeah. Dylan, now this is another big inconsistency, you guys. A big contradiction, I should say. This is not inconsistent. This is a contradiction. Kennedy says one thing and Dylan says something else. Dylan, the whole time, she has said that she called a Sobro for a ride for her and Lakeland. And she went straight from Allie's to 1122. So she's at Allie's house. Lakeland's way too drunk to walk. And I'm going to take a ride. We're calling a Sobro and we're taking a ride to go back to 1122. Do we have this guy's? I got to find this guy's interview. We got to find this guy's interview. Dylan says she gets to her room at like 122. Because let me see. So they're getting home. Even this time doesn't make sense. Dylan's saying they get home between 1:15 and 1:30. Kaylee and Maddie get home at 1:50. What was it? 1:58. They were supposedly hanging out on the couch. They were supposedly hanging out on the couch for like 30 minutes before Bethany even got home. If you look at all their interviews. Then they're all in Kaylee's room at 2:00. All right. Before we listen to Kennedy, we're going to look at this map. I'm reading your comments. Oh, someone just walked past my front window. I know, Tat girl, Tat gal, welcome. We're going to look at that in a minute. That's why I'm pointing out before we watched what she says, I wanted to go through the narrative that we've been told this whole time, according to Bethany and Dylan's interviews, right? It's a former FBI about case and the book. Yeah. All right, let me pull this up. I want Google Earth. And it should be saved there. So we're going to look at all these places so we get an idea of who's walking where, what time. I don't know if it's this one. It is not that one. Oh, wait, maybe it is. No. Hold on. I have a bunch of maps saved. I got to find the right one. think I named it all locations. I put everything on this map, you guys. Let me see if you can see. I don't think you can see. Let me share it. Nope. There we go. Okay, so this conglomeration over here is where everything is. And we'll zoom in. Let me get rid of that. Get rid of that. Okay. All right, you're with me. These are like all the key places. Okay. So right here, you can see 1122 King Road. Okay. And we've got oh, wait a minute. Did I not put it on here? Okay, 621 Taylor Avenue is Kayla Wynn's, and that's right here at the Whites, and that's where they were in the afternoon at the 3 o'clock hour, right? 619 over here, I know that's the tree house. What I'm confused about is the treehouse and alleys because, okay, I'm going to look this up right now. Wait, unless it's over here somewhere. Is it over here? 1320. I'm looking for, there it is. Okay, over here. Look, it's a distance. 427 Taylor Avenue, you guys. This is Allie Benson's over here. Do you see that? From here to Sigma Chi. I will look up. I know this is Allie Benson's because we got her, and that's where they're saying they were at Allie's house. This is what I want to suss out. Okay. So between the tree house over here, 619 and 427 Taylor Avenue. I really thought this was Allie's house. And let me see if I wrote it down somewhere. The only people that would have it would be Dylan or Bethany, and I did not write it on there. So that's okay. That's okay. Unless it's in the chart. I'll look in the chart in a little bit. Can you guys give me your thoughts in the chat? Do you think Kennedy Fitzgerald lives over here in the tree house? She live in the tree house? Or does she live at Allie Benson's house? All right. I'm going to look into that while we listen. Let's listen to the interview now. Okay. Connor, coming through, Connor. All right, here we go. Let me get a full screen.
So basically what I'm trying to do is, I understanding that you were with that night?
Correct.
Okay, so what can you tell me, when did you first run into or any of the other gals?
All right, hold on. I'm going to put on closed captioning and we're going to analyze this, you guys. I think I'll let it play. I'll just let it play through. It's 8 minutes and then I'll go back and we'll analyze it.
So basically what I'm trying to do is, I understanding that you were with that night?
Correct.
Okay, so what can you tell me, when did you first run into or any of the other gals, or even Ethan, who live in that house?
And we're at my home. They had gotten there, I think, around 11 p.m., 11:30 p.m., and we're there for a few hours before we walked home.
Okay.
They had walked.
So you
Yes.
and were there?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And they showed up together?
No, had showed up an hour prior to, and had come. I'm not sure who she had arrived with.
Okay. So, but showed up about when?
I want to say 10:30, I think.
Okay. And where do you live? What's your actual address?
I live at Avenue.
Is there an apartment number to that?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So showed up about 10:30, and then showed up a little bit later.
Correct.
And you said that was about 11:30, right?
Correct.
And she was with another female?
I believe so. She did not arrive alone.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not really sure who she was with.
Okay. All right. And during that time, how long were they there then?
2-3 hours.
Okay. And you said you walked them home?
Yes, I walked them past the Whites,
Okay.
those apartments, and then we had said our goodbyes, and I walked back to my house.
Okay. And what time was that at?
It was really late. I honestly, ballpark 2 a.m. I honestly don't know for sure.
Okay. Okay, so you walked into the Whites. At what point did you stop?
Right in front of those apartments.
So you were still on Taylor Street?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so you didn't walk up with them up towards that little walkway that goes up between the
No.
Whites and the other apartments?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Okay.
And honestly, I'm not even sure where they went after that, just because I didn't want see what they did after that. If that makes sense.
All right, but you were on Taylor. You said goodbye. You turned around, walked back to your place.
Yes.
And did they at least start walking towards?
Yes, they walked away from me.
Like towards that path, or continuing up Taylor Street to King?
Continuing up Taylor Street.
Okay. And was there anyone else with them, or was it just the two of them?
There was a group, but I'm not sure who was in that group.
Okay.
There was several people, and I didn't know all of them.
Male or female?
Female.
All female?
Yes.
How many other females do you think were with him?
3 or 4, I think. To be 100% honest, I was drunk, so
I have a feeling a lot of people were drunk that night, so.
yes. So this is all kind of, I'm trying my best to recall.
No, and that's all I'm expecting right now. I know that this may not all be 100% accurate, but we're just trying to get a timeline still.
Yes.
When everybody was in certain places and certain locations and that, because one of the information we got of why we should probably talk to you is whoever passed this on to us thought that you were with, and I think her name's pronounced Zana.
Zana. I did not see Zana that evening.
Okay, and that's kind of what we were thinking, but we just needed to make sure. That's one of the reasons why we wanted to talk to you as well. But
yes, I did not see her.
Okay.
That evening.
Do you think that both were pretty drunk at the same time?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay. Do you know anyone named?
I do. She was also at my home that night.
Okay. Do you know her last name?
I do not know her last name.
Okay. Do you know where she lives, or is she associated with any sorority houses or anything like that?
I believe she's her last name.
Can you spell that?
I believe.
Okay.
I can double check actually right now.
Okay. Well, I'll let you do that here in just a minute, and then you can just text me her name if you verify it or anything like that for me.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So after you guys were at the house, I'm assuming you guys are partying, drinking, things like that, you walk them back over towards their place. The group continues on. You go back home, and that's the last that you saw her?
Yes, correct.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that is all I need from you. The only other thing I just want to touch up on real quick, I have your address, have your phone number. What is your middle initial? Okay. And a date of birth for you? Okay. And if you're heading to, and I'm assuming you have an Idaho driver's license?
Correct.
All right, perfect. Okay, well, thank you for taking the time to kind of give me a little bit more information in that.
Of course.
Like I said, if you can find out name for me, her last name, and that if you could just text it to the number I called you on, I would be very appreciated.
Okay, will do.
All right. Well, thank you very much, and be safe, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Oh boy. Okay, go back because we're gonna talk about it. Okay. How can I make this? Oh, that's weird. Okay. So Kennedy here. This is something I didn't catch the first time I listened to this. I listened to this like 2 times last night. I did not realize that the officer was telling Kennedy that someone else told us that you were with Xana that night. Someone was trying to put her with Xana. Like, that is what? Like, what are these kids doing? The big controversy is Bethany and Dylan are together at Kennedy's house. And I mean, she's saying they were there till like 2:00 in the morning. and walking home, and not even walking home, walking away together. Now, I do have an issue, and we don't know if Kennedy's telling the truth. We don't know who's telling the truth. But why is there a contradiction? Why is there a contradiction? Now, I know they're drunk, but I could understand differences in times, right? Maybe it was 1:30 and not 2:30. I get it. But either they were at your house or they weren't at your house. Either you walked them halfway to the whites or you didn't walk them halfway to the whites. Like, there's certain things that, like, you need to be telling the truth about, right? Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm looking up just to confirm real quick if I can see this address that I want, because we're gonna put all this on the map. Oh, it just says Allie's house on Taylor Avenue. I know I got that address. It's just from Bethany's interview. I don't want Bethany's interview. I want like a report. I want to find someone's report so I can definitely look up Allie's address. I mean, I should just trust myself because I know I've looked this stuff up a million times. Ooh, that's another interesting one. All right, let's put this on the map. Just subbed. Welcome. One shot, Charlene. Hello. Hi, Nana Cal. Why haven't we seen body cam footage of them canvassing the whites? Why do we only get to see Queen Road? Maybe I should ask for that too. Ro is sharing something. What are you sharing, Ro? Thank you. All right, we're going to watch this again, and now I'm going to stop it. And I'm going to give my 2 cents because this is ridiculous. What am I doing here? Why does it say remove? StreamYard's being funky. Hold on. Oh, it's refreshing. Hold on 1 second. It won't. Let me do this. Start over again. Stop screen. Okay.
So basically what I'm trying to do is, I understanding that you were with that night.
Correct.
Okay, right away. And the one thing I like about Kennedy, remember, when we think about Travis T. logic and the way he listens to people talk, I mean, I've not studied that at all. I've only just listened to him. She seems pretty direct. She's not hemming and hawing. She doesn't have a lot of filler words like he says. She's just giving him the information, like, matter of factly. I think that's a sign of something. I don't, that she's sure of her answers, but right out the gate, the officer's only asking about Bethany. Were you with Bethany? I mean, we can't hear the name, but I think it starts with a B. I think I hear B. So I'm just guessing that.
Okay, so what can you tell me? When did you first run into or any of the other gals or even Ethan who live in that house?
Yeah. So he says, okay, tell me when you saw Bethany or anybody else in that house.
And we're at my home. They had gotten there, I think, around 11 p.m., 11:30 p.m., and we're there for a few hours before we walked home.
Okay.
All right. So she gave basic information. I believe she's talking about Bethany and Dylan. She could be talking about Bethany and Yessie, because I do believe she's going to say that Bethany was there with some or came to her house with someone else. And I'm thinking it's probably Yessie because Bethany says she was with Yessie during the night. So that would just be my guess. But here, Kennedy is leading us to believe, I think, that it's Bethany and Dylan that get there 11 or 11:30. And thank goodness the police officer clarifies. He does clarify.
They had walked.
So you and were there.
Yes, correct.
Okay. And they showed up together?
He sounds shook. No, I wouldn't say shook. He sounds surprised. Do you guys agree? The officer, he's like, so they were both there? Like, I don't think he was expecting that. That's not what they had been told. So this officer is finding a big contradiction. So Bethany and Dylan are at this party together. So then he's like, did they show up together?
No, had showed up an hour prior to, and had come. I'm not sure who she had arrived with.
Okay. I believe the way I'm hearing the beginning of the words, this is just my interpretation. I feel that she says Dylan, that she starts to say Dylan showed up first. And then Bethany showed up like about an hour later. And then she says with someone, but she doesn't know who. And that's why I'm guessing that it's Yessie. Juror 13, hello. And you say those students were everywhere and nowhere at the same time. You know what you made me think of? I was listening to Kayla Wynn's interview, and when she was talking about all the roommates leaving her party, and she kind of just said, you know, yeah, they left to go out exploring or whatever. The way she said it was like, oh, they were just going out to like, you know, hobnob and party hop all night was the way I took it. Oh, I still don't know what Ro posted. What did she post? Did she find some information? Oh, wait, I can click on it. Wait a minute. I can click on it on my phone. I'm looking. I'm answering my own question. Oh, this is the Whites, a picture of the Whites. Yeah. You know what we'll do? You guys will go down to Street View. We will go down to Street View.
Okay. So, but showed up about when?
I want to say 10:30, I think.
Okay. And where do you live? What's your actual address?
I live at Avenue.
Is there an apartment number to that?
Nope.
Okay.
Ro, I have the address. I do have the address for the treehouse. It's 619 Taylor Avenue. 619 Taylor Avenue. I must have found it in the book or something.
All right. So showed up about 10:30 and then showed up a little bit later.
Correct.
And you said that was about 11:30, right?
Correct.
And she was with another female?
I believe so. She did not arrive alone.
Okay.
Yeah, I I'm not really sure who she was with.
Okay. All right. And during that time.
Okay. So real quick, just a reminder, Bethany said at 11:30, I don't know. She doesn't say where she's at. She never talks about going. Oh, she says 12:17. So maybe she didn't get there till 12:30. And she says she goes to Allie's. So that's why I'm connecting Allie and Kennedy. Allie, in my opinion, and Kennedy must be roommates, because I'm getting this off the timeline from the book. This is where I got this from. The timeline in the book said that Bethany and Yessie walk to Allie Benson's. Okay. So maybe it was 12:30. Now, Dylan. Neither of them talk about leaving to go there. Both of them leave that out. Interesting.
How long were they there then?
2-3 hours.
Okay. And you said you walked them home?
Yes, I walked them past the Whites.
Okay.
Those apartments, and then we had said our goodbyes, and I walked back to my house.
Okay. And what time was that at?
It was really late. I honestly, ballpark 2 a.m. I honestly don't know for sure.
Okay.
It's funny that she thinks they're there for 2-3 hours. So she thinks they're there for a while. But she's not sure it was 2 a.m. So what if it was 1 a.m.? What if it was 1 a.m.? But like I just said, according to Bethany, she didn't get over there, according to her timeline, till around 12:30. So that would only put her there for about 30 minutes. But Kennedy seems pretty confident, they were at my house for a few hours. So we kind of have to weigh whose information's adding up and whose is true or not. Thank you for those photos, Ro. That is awesome. And I'm saving them. And if any of you looked at that picture, I can't believe how close the treehouse looks to the Queen Road apartments, the white apartments. And we know the house is right kitty corner. It looks, oh no, the treehouse. Yeah, the treehouse is close to them. Thinking of the other one.
Okay, so you walked into the Whites. At what point did you stop?
Right in front of those apartments.
So you were still on Taylor Street?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so you didn't walk up with them up towards that little walkway that goes up between the Whites and the other apartments?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
So here's my question about this. She's at home. Okay, she's at home. Bethany and Dylan, according to her, are leaving the party with 3 or 4 other girls. They're not walking alone. So obviously Lakeland must be with them. That's got to be one of the girls. Is Yessie another girl? I'm just guessing because she doesn't know them. She doesn't know who they were. So my guess, based on names we've heard so far, is that Bethany's with Yessie all night. Dylan's with Lakeland. That's 4. people, I'm just speculating, why would Kennedy? So they're not alone. So I'm thinking about safety. Okay. I don't think Kennedy should be worried about them walking. Like, I'm going to walk you halfway. It's not for safety because they're already in a group. Also, it was freezing that night. It was freezing that night. To me, anything below 60 degrees is freezing to me. It was not a hot summer night, right? It was cold. Why would you want to go out of your way to walk them halfway? So then we have to ask, like, was it really a halfway walk? Did she go with them somewhere? I mean, I'm just asking because we keep finding all these contradictions. Like, just because what she's saying doesn't match what Bethany and Dylan said, who are we supposed to believe? You know, is someone going to come along and contradict her? I don't know. Oh, Bubbly, I'm so glad you're here. Hello, hello. We're going to look at this map again real quick, you guys. So, Bubbly, we're talking about Kennedy's interview, right? And I am putting Kennedy and Allie Benson together in the same house. Do Kennedy and Allie Benson live together? Do you know that for sure? And then, so this is the tree house right here. And we can see it's right next to the Whites, and it's right next to Queen Road Apartments that are right here with the white roofs. The white roofs are the Queen Road Apartments. So that's a short walk. Row, Bubbly, is my link right? Is that it? Are you talking about the tree house? So then here's my next question. This is why I'm confused, is because the address that I found for Allie Benson was not the tree house. This is why I'm confused. The address that I had for Allie Benson's is not the tree house. I just wrote down a whole bunch of documents and what they're about. What address do they have for Allie's? 427. Look, I'll show you. So you can see the treehouse right here. What I think is Allie's is way over here. It's not too far, but it's over here on the corner. 427 Taylor. And then what is this round to? What is this road? Oh, does that Taylor that curves all the way around there? Oh no, that goes straight. This is what I thought. No matter which house it is, I also need to figure out if Kennedy and Allie live together. I'm looking through my notes real quick, you guys. Yes, Bubbly. Yes. 427 Taylor. That's Allie Benson's house, correct? Sorry, guys. We're doing some live investigating on here, trying to figure stuff out. Let me see if I have her interview, which one it is, and we'll look it up. I've got Lakeland's interview. Either way, let's carry on. But here's what I wanted to do. So let's say it is here. Let's go down to Street View. Yep. Head on down. Oh, I don't want to be all the way over there. Okay, that's Lauder. And then we're going to come out on. So the address I have, 427 Taylor, is close to Lauder. I want to go this way. Go this way. Go this way. So it would be this house. Can't really see real good. That address might be left. Maybe it's this one. This one. Yeah, this looks bigger. When we looked at it from the rooftop, it looked big like that. I hope you guys can see what I'm sharing. Yes. Okay. Bubbly, what are you talking about? Oh, it's okay. You can email me if you're talking to me, Bubbly. All houses have a direct walkway to 1122. It's really weird. Yeah. All right. So I'm thinking it's this house. Oh, wait, that says 5. Why does that say 512? Is it going to change as I get to a different? It is. It's giving me. So maybe it's back in there. All right, this is 526. It's saying maybe it's this one. This one looks nicer anyways, doesn't it? That looks like a nice apartment. Oh, yeah, and it is on the corner too. So I'm saying maybe this one. Isn't that? Look at that construction. Nice. All right, so what I wanted to do, so if Dylan and Bethany and Lakeland and maybe Yessie and Kennedy here, they leave this apartment and they walk down to the Whites. So let's go walk down. They're walking down Taylor. How far do they have to go? I'm not even sure. Let me know when you guys think. I think it's a little bit more than that. What road is that? That might be Linda Lane. Is that the Whites back there? I did not go too far. Right? Whoops. So they had to walk this far? There's the Queen Road Apartments. You can see those. So the tree house is over here, right there. I think that's the tree house right there. So that's a little walk. If they were all the way down there, if Allie's house was all the way down there, they had to walk down this far. And here's the tree house. Right there. You can see the steps. Big tree. Queen Road's right behind the tree house. So if they were here, why would she come out of this house and walk right here? Like the Whites are right here. So that's why I'm thinking Allie Benson, Kennedy Fitzgerald live down at 427 Taylor Avenue. Kennedy walked them down this is what she's saying. She walked them down here. And here's the whites. How do you get into that parking lot? Right here. There's their parking lot. And is that where the walkway is to go in between the buildings? Or do you have to go up through the parking lot to get to the path? Is that what happens? So then Kennedy says she turns around. And then why would Kennedy want to put herself in a position to walk all the way back by herself? Does that make sense to you guys? That's not what she said she did, Bubbly. That's not what she said she did. She said, Kennedy said her, Dylan, Bethany walked, and like she said 3 or 4 other girls walked down here. She said goodbye, and then she walked back to her house. So that's what she said she did. And she said those girls did not cut up through here. She said they kept walking this way. So what do you guys think? Where do you think they were going? Where would they be going? Back to Sigma Chi? They're going back to Sigma Chi. Where were they going? That's now the new mystery. Where were they going? Go farther down to get to the staircase. I thought it was right by the whites. That's too far down. Is it back this way? I can never find that staircase. But I thought it was right next to the whites. Is it? Where is it? Is it in here somewhere? Go to the top of the steps, then go down. It won't let me go in here. That's the thing. I have to stay out on the road. It won't let me go in there. You can only be on the street. That's why. This is Google Maps that I'm using. This is Google Maps. I mean Earth, Google Earth. So, I mean, I don't know what else is down here besides Sigma Chi that they have blurred out. I mean, they could go, I'm going to go up away from the street view, but they could go to their sorority house. They have to like go this way. All the sorority houses and campus are back that way where all those buildings are. They would have to walk through the field and go back that way. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think I did not finish the interview completely. All right, keep going.
And honestly, I'm not even sure like where they went after that, just because I didn't want like see what they did after that. If that makes sense.
All right, but you were on Taylor. You said goodbye. You turn around, walk back to your place.
Yes.
And did they at least start walking towards?
Yes, they walked away from me.
Like towards that path, or continuing up Taylor Street to King?
Continuing up Taylor Street.
There you go. They did not turn to take the shortcut through the whites to go to their house. So where were they going?
Okay.
Hi, SRB. I've listened to this like 5 times now, and I feel like I keep picking up new stuff every time.
And was there anyone else with them, or was it just the 2 of them?
There was a group, but
Okay.
There was several people, and I didn't know all of them.
Male or female?
Female.
All female?
Yes.
I wish he would have asked more questions about this, because she did say at the beginning that, or in her interview, written interview, that she did not know everybody at her party. Of course, the interview, they're asking her about Dylan and Bethany, but when she says she walked them home, she doesn't talk about anybody else leaving the party with them. So when the officers first asking her about them leaving, she's like, I walked them, past the whites or to the whites. She doesn't say, well, me and Bethany and Dylan and like 4 other people left my house. Like she's only, maybe this is the Greek row way, but she's only giving the information that's being asked. I'm not going to give you any more. So when he figures it out, then he asks, and then she gives more information. Or did these girls show up from somewhere else? Did they meet on the street? Did they meet on the street?
How many other females do you think were with them?
3 or 4, I think. To be 100% honest, I was drunk, so.
I have a feeling a lot of people were drunk that night, so.
That's funny.
So this is all kind of, I'm trying my best to recall.
No, and that's all I'm expecting right now. I know that this may not all be 100% accurate, but we're just trying to get a timeline still.
Yes.
When everybody was in certain places and certain locations and that. Because one of the information we got of why we should probably talk to you is whoever passed this on to us thought that you were with, and I think her name's pronounced Zana.
Zana. I did not see Zana that evening.
Okay, and that's kind of what.
Now, see, let me go back. I believe it's Bethany. Let me go back to Bethany's timeline, you guys. Bethany. Yes. Bethany says wait a minute. No, she does not. She does not. So Bethany does not say that Xana is at Allie's house. Dylan, you guys, it always comes back to Dylan. It always comes back to Dylan. Dylan is throwing poor Kennedy here under the bus. And Dylan said she saw Xana for the last time at Allie's. Lakeland lives at her sorority, and I believe she is a Pi Beta Phi. I have that on the map too. I can show you. Lakeland lives at the sorority house. Dylan says Xana's at Allie's, and Kennedy's like, she wasn't at my house. I didn't see her. Why is everybody hiding Xana and Ethan? Yep. Here, I'll show you. Will it let me go? It won't let me go that way. Let me get out of street view. How do I do that? Dismiss. Go back. There we go. Okay, now we're on the overhead view. And I want to go back to north. Go back to north. I figured out where to do that, and I forgot. This. Ask. One second. want it to reset to north. Not 3D. Show your location. Oh my God. Not that. I wanted to do this quickly. Measure. How did I do this before? Reset to north. Okay, here we go. If Lakeland walked, let's look where Lakeland, if Lakeland walked from 1122 King Road, she would have to go all the way over here, right here. Pi beta phi. I mean, that's a pretty long walk for a girl by herself at like, you know, whatever, 1, 2, 3 in the morning to go. There's the house. The red dot is the house, and pi beta phi is all the way over there. She said it was like a 15-minute walk. I hope she doesn't go through that wooded area. Look at that. Look at that. Not safe. Not safe. Stay out of the woods. Oh, and you weren't looking. You weren't. I wasn't showing you. I hate that when I do that. Sorry. So the red dot is 1122. And you got to go past Sigma Chi, cross a road, all the way over here towards the top for pi beta phi. She said like a 15-minute walk by yourself. I don't know. What do you guys think? Almost done with this.
We were thinking, but we just needed to make sure. That's one of the reasons why we wanted to talk to you as well. But
yeah. Yes, I did not see her.
Okay. Do you think that both were pretty drunk at the same time?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay. Do you know anyone named?
I do. She was also at my home that night.
Okay. Do you know her last name?
I do not know her last name.
So I believe he's asking about Lakeland there because he's already got Dylan and Bethany's interviews. This was her interview. Kennedy's interview here was on November 18th. Okay. So the officers have already heard about Lakeland being at the house with Dylan. And so now he's hearing this different story. So he's like probably thinking, how does Lakeland fit into all this? So I think that's who he just asked about.
Okay. Do you know where she lives, or is she associated with any sorority houses or anything like that?
I believe she's a...
High five.
Her last name...
Can you spell that?
I believe...
Okay.
I can double check, actually, right now.
Okay. Well, I'll let you do that here in just a minute, and then you can just text me her name if you verify it or anything like that for me.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So after you guys were at the house, I'm assuming you guys are partying, drinking, things like that, you walk them back over towards their place. The group continues on. You go back home, and that's the last that you saw her?
Yes, correct.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that is all I need from you. The only other thing I just want to touch up on real quick, I have your address, have your phone number. What is your middle initial? Okay. And a date of birth for you? Okay. And if you're heading to, and I'm assuming you have an Idaho driver's license?
Correct.
All right, perfect. Okay. Well, thank you for taking the time to kind of give me a little bit more information in that.
Of course.
Like I said, if you can find out name for me, her last name, and that if you could just text it to the number I called you on, I would be very appreciative.
I was doing something. Let me see.
For me.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so after you guys were at the house, I'm assuming you guys are partying, drinking, things like that, you walk them back over towards their place, the group continues on, you go back home, and that's the last that you saw her?
Yes, correct.
Okay, all right. Well, I think that is all I need from you. The only other thing I just want to touch up on real quick, I have your address.
Why does Dylan say they took a Sobro home? Does anybody know the name of that Sobro? I'm wondering if they interviewed him. So I'm going to write down some questions that I want to go to next. So who was the Sobro? That would have drove, or was it Eric Gower? But Kennedy here says they didn't drive. They didn't get picked up. They walked. Did they get picked up somewhere else? They get picked up somewhere else? Yeah, SRB, where do you think they were going? Like, if Bethany and Dylan were never in that house that night, I don't know if I believe that or not. But if they weren't, Dylan and Lakeland could have split off from the group and walked to the Pi Phi house. Did Dylan spend the night in the Pi Phi house? This is complete speculation. There is no basis for this besides the fact that we have major contradictions now in where Bethany and Dylan were. David B and Peyton Rossi, thank you. But I'm speculating options here. So because they didn't, if the girls were going straight home, they would have, I would assume, take the shortcut up past the Whites, that path, go to their house. But they didn't, according to Kennedy. They kept walking straight down the road. So what are the options there? You go back to Sigma Chi. You could cut across the field and head towards your sorority. Bethany had called Jenna. Jenna could have driven and met them somewhere and picked them up. Those are the options I'm thinking of. We do have that one pic on the couch and Lakeland video we haven't seen yet. Yes. Is that picture time stamped? Is it dated? Is that picture dated and time stamped SRB? I'm so suspicious of everybody now. I trust nobody. But you're right, SRB, because I'm thinking, well, the popcorn's there. Like the popcorn's there, the popcorn bowl. I've never been on the bandwagon of they weren't home. Like I've always like, they said they were there, whatever, The only thing that, and I said this earlier in the live, that I question is why Ann Taylor always worded only about Bethany is that Bethany was present at the house 8 hours later. She always says it like that. And so to me, I'm like, is she giving a little hint that she wasn't there all night? She was there 8 hours later. Yeah, maybe they don't go straight home. Maybe they go like, did something really happen somewhere else? Was there some big fight? Was something going down with Xana and Ethan somewhere? I don't know. I think some people are going to speculate that maybe because if Dylan and Bethany are now out of the house later, maybe even later than Kaylee and Maddie. Did Xana and Ethan get home before Dylan and Bethany? Were they home? You know, is this whole timeline completely like opposite? Like did Xana and Ethan get home first and then Maddie and Kaylee come home and then, you know, Bethany and Dylan roll in sometime later? I don't know. My mind's going all over the place now. I agree, tattoo girl. I agree. Like, why lie? Wouldn't it be easier to just say, I wasn't there. Thank God I wasn't there. The only thing is, yeah, they didn't act like that at the 911 call. Yeah, you're right. So I don't know. What are you saying, Mama's boy? You owe Dylan an apology. This whole time I've been blaming all this on the 4 to 5 Dylans inside Dylan's head. Aw. Yeah, something. This is way off now. This is way off. Kim, Bethany wasn't there until 10:30 a.m. It's a matter of record. Ooh, Glenn, tell me more. Where's the record? I'm telling you, this is why they do not want us to see like the phone records and stuff. And it's so frustrating that like we're still plowing through all of this, trying to figure it out, even without all that data. Why are you guys saying there's 2 Xanas? I've never heard another Xana. Who's the other Xana? Oh, right here. Xana is the tall redhead in the pictures with girls in front of Good Vibes sign on November 13th. On November 13th. You mean the 12th? I mean, what's her last name? Is she a major player? Like, who is she? I've never even heard of her. Yes, I'm trying to get less confusing, you guys. We're trying to get less confusing. Can I play the link that you put in earlier? How would I do that? Let me see. I'm looking. Oh, maybe if I get it out of here, I think I can. Can you post it again, Bubbly? So I don't, because I can't find it. In the meantime, we need to, let's see. We are going to listen to 2 different people who were not with each other that night give another contradiction to the timeline. Super short clips. I just clipped these videos. So let me grab them real fast out of my drive. Right here. Okay. Oh, which one did I play? This one? Let me see. This is it. All right, you guys, let's listen. This is Kayla. Okay. Now, what I'm catching on to is that we have Kayla Wynn and we have Lyndon Beck so far saying something happened like, oh, I was doing this when that happened. When that happened. When what happened? When the murders happened is what they're talking about. Like, that's what they're implying. When that happened. You can kind of hear the police officers, like, I don't think they like that. They kind of like sigh or, take a breath or, because their times that they're talking about are not 4 a.m. Okay. So this one's Kayla. So let's listen to where to go. Not that one. Here.
The girls that lived on King Street and them, her ex-boyfriend told them that Kaylee tried calling around during that time.
Okay, well, during what time?
I think around 3.
3 in the morning. Kaylee tried.
So, tried calling around during that time, right? The officer's like, what time? So then she just tries to put a time to it. So remember, so do all these college kids think it was around 3? Because Hunter got up to lock the door at like 3 a.m., I thought. Yep. So no matter what the exact time is, these kids have been sharing messages and sharing information that they have a time in their head of when something went down. Like they know something went down. They're saying it. They're literally saying it. Oh, thank you, SRB. Can someone tell me what the video is about? Okay. All right. This other one is Lyndon. So I will not be surprised if there are more. Oh, I really thought I had him in here. Oh, I did not clip his. Okay. All right. But Lyndon's interview does say that. He does say the time that happened. All right. Let me check the Discord and see what we got going on over here. Oh, there it is. Okay, let me get the link. Oh, wait, I mean, I can just open it. Yep. Oh, it's a bubbly video. Of course. Yay. All right. Let me.
Here I come now, let's play hide and seek. Get to the count. Here I come now, let's play hide and seek. Round and round and round and round. No one wants to be first round.
All the time. A beautiful aura followed her everywhere she went. There was always a smile on her face. She was a very contagious person. Xana was one of those people that you could not possibly be sad around. She made friends feel unapologetic for being themselves. No one ever had anything negative to say about Xana, and that is something that I admire. Nothing could possibly measure how valuable she was. Xana not only was a very unique person, but Xana is a very unique name. I love my name, but I didn't always used to. I used to feel weird and singled out because it wasn't a normal name. Funny that I didn't like that no one else had it. It's something special to me, and I wish it didn't take me that long to figure it out. I used to think there was no one else in the world named Xana, until I met her. And what an awesome person to share a name with. I love my name. I have for a while now, being grown up and being able to appreciate the uniqueness of it. This feels weird to say, but now I am almost more proud to have the name that I do. Nicknames are a special thing, and Xana had multiple. The favorites, however, seem to be Xan and Princess Xana. Quite the. One of the nicknames that the girls at Pi Phi like to call me is Xan. I know that was passed down to me from her, and I wouldn't want to be called anything else. I have always enjoyed that nickname. Something about it just makes me feel loved and cared for. Evil becomes much more real when it happens so close to home. I always used to tell my mom that she's overreacting, or that I would be just fine alone, or that she really did not need me to stand by her grocery cart as to not leave her purse unattended. I used to say things like, "Mom, it's Marty in Idaho. What do you think could possibly happen to me?" I'm sure that is what everyone thought growing up here in Moscow too. And then comes November 13th. This date marks the day that Moscow, Idaho changed forever, and the people along with it. I still remember waking up that Sunday. My phone was blowing up. I had 27 missed calls from multiple people, and messages primarily consisting of, "I'm sorry, Xana. Wake up, Xana. Please text me as soon as you see this." I remember being very scared and incredibly confused. I walked downstairs to find a majority of my upperclassmen in tears on the living room floor. There were many hours between when we all woke up that day to when Dean Eccles came to our house that night and announced the news. I know I had many conversations and long, warm hugs. I know I used at least a whole box of tissues, and I vividly remember a FaceTime call with my parents later that night after Dean Eccles had told us. That Sunday was one of the longest yet shortest days of my life, and somehow I don't remember a lot of it. There are some things that I will never forget, and other things that got wrapped up in the blur of my brain fog. How does someone process something like that? How do you know what to do or how to feel? The aftermath of Thanksgiving break, when we all came back to campus, was a roller coaster of emotions. The house became very quiet. Suddenly, the halls and bathrooms were not buzzing with music and makeup anymore. Campus in Creek Row became somewhat of a ghost town. The weather seemed a bit grayer than usual. It was dark, and it was scary, and rightfully so. But somewhere through all of that sadness and hopelessness, a seed was planted by that. a sea of love and comfort, sprouting into a sisterhood that I would have never imagined would mean so much to me, growing into a family that I hold very dearly to my heart. Experiencing this as a freshman with my member class was a very difficult first year of college. Enduring the hard times and cherishing the good, we built a very strong bond. The amount of support and tenderness our chapter received in and outside of our community was one of the most incredible things to be a part of, but also be able to witness. This love spread beyond just Wi-Fi. Campus also grew into a tighter-knit community. Greek life reached a whole new level of appreciation and respect, almost as if we valued each other so much more. We realized how important each person is in our small world of Moscow, Idaho. How much of an impact one person can have on thousands of people. Slowly, Pi-Fi started to heal, and so did campus. The streets got busier, the classes got fuller, and the smiles came back, as did the music and the makeup in the bathroom. We were able to admire all of Xana and Maddie's traits without it being an emotional trigger. We were able to laugh and talk about all the good memories. We were able to look at old pictures and listen to old videos without crying. We were able to appreciate and miss them. The impact Xana had on Pi-Fi in the 2 years that she was a member will last us a lifetime. I am incredibly thankful to have known a person like Xana. Her memory lives in the walls of Pi Beta Phi, but her love lives in this community. And I'll take a 1-minute moment of silence.
Everybody else is doing a moment of silence except them. Isn't that supposed to be a moment of silence?
Thank you, Xana. Please welcome to the stage our final speaker tonight, DJ Myers. Speak on behalf of Ethan Shape.
All right. Thank you, Bubbly. So I personally have not come across if I come across a first name that starts with a Z, then I will think it's Xana with a Z, but I do not know if I have seen that yet. So, okay. All right. So thank you for that. We're always trying to figure out who people are in this case. But just like I started off the show, I personally am not trying to search for a killer among the college students. I personally do not think college students committed this murder. I feel like it is very bad criminals that are in the drug world that did this crime. So what I am looking at with the college students is who knew something. There is still a connection with the college students to those harsh criminals, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. It's where I stand. And their job would be silence, right? Especially if they want to keep getting their little supply, right? And don't want the same consequences or same horrible, horrific thing to happen to them. I'm sure there was threats. So this timeline is important. I hear every investigator, every person who tries to follow cases, the timeline's the most important thing, right? And I've been trying to track down the victims and the witnesses' timelines. Because to me, that is the only way to make sense of where was everybody? What did they know? Who knew what? Who witnessed things? Who's telling the truth? Who's not telling the truth, right? Yes. Yeah, itty bitty poof. Hello, hello. Yep. Agree. So this contradiction with Kennedy, we've got some problems. And I was talking to Dago about this last night, and I said, how could the cops listen to these interviews that these students are giving and all these contradictions and all these inconsistencies and not call them back like for more interviews or get to the bottom of it? And it's so evident to me, they didn't even do follow-up questions very much. I mean, this guy, I don't know who this officer was that was conducting this interview. I mean, he at least tried to like find out like, wait, how far did you walk to? What direction were they going in? Like that was like an A+ on the police questioning in Moscow for this case. Like nobody asks follow-up questions like that. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. We're just gonna everybody says different things. Like we're peeling the onion layers, we're pulling on the strings, we're trying to get information. Okay, so speaking of trying to get information, let me show you. I turned in a FOIA this morning for Kaylee. Where'd I put it? I have a FOIA folder. Kaylee McConkey's interview. Now, this one should be a little bit more standard than the Turvey thing I asked for. I don't know what's because that's an expert report. So I was getting the runaround about it. And I haven't heard anything. So I need to follow up with that and see what's going on. Now, this, let me show you. Again, I want to show you guys what I'm doing. That one? Yep. So this is, you fill out the form. I filled out the form that they had online through this website, told them what I wanted, and then you get this response back. So you get a number and it says it's been submitted successfully. Okay. Then this is how I filled it out, although I don't want to show you my personal information. We'll just do this. Okay. Okay, so here's what the form looks like when you fill it out. The top part is like your personal information with your address and all that stuff. And then you have to tell them what you would like. And this is for video and audio recordings. And I just said that the video and audio recording for Kaylee McConkey. And I put the date. And then you send it. You send it in. And then it's automated. It's an automated system. So I immediately got an email saying, we'll get back to you in 3 days. But here, and I am not working with the other creators on the FOIA spreadsheet until I actually receive a FOIA request. So when I receive one, I think that's how it's working. I don't know. I'm just trying, right? So yeah. Let me find, this is why I think Kaylee McConkey's, gonna have some some information. This is what I want to hear her talk about. So she says that Maddie is her best friend. Okay. She is the one. Oh, she hung out with Bethany and Dylan like the day after. Well, like the day they went home, Monday, and days after. So she knows about Bethany and Dylan after the crimes. So I think that's why she would be interesting. She's the one that mentions Jack Showalter's girlfriend being Megan Singh. Think that's interesting. She's the one who talks about Sophia Whitehead renting the 6th bedroom. Like, I want to hear all this. Like, I want to hear what this girl knows. She seems to know a lot of stuff. She's also from Boise. Even the police said, even though she was in Boise, she seemed to know a heck of a lot of what happened the night of the crime, like where everybody was. Like she totally knows like Dylan's whole story. So let's see. She also seemed to have talked to Olivia. Wait a minute. Is it she that talked to Olivia? Yes. Kaylee McConkey was speaking to Olivia, Kaylee's sister. So this girl, she knew a lot of people. Yes, I think it'll be interesting to hear everything that she has to say. So we'll see. We will see what happens. Yep. All right. I don't know about you guys, but last night I was getting angry after I listened to Kennedy's interview, and I'm like, I just don't. Why do we have to lie? Why does there have to be this huge cloud of secrecy? Everything doesn't add up. I cannot take the coincidences anymore. I can't take the contradictions. Like, if this was just, a murderer, a sicko murderer just crept in your house in the middle of the night and wanted to do this attack, this wouldn't be like this. This investigation wouldn't be like this. So, yes, itty bitty poof. Yes, you're right. You're answering my question. Like, why would they do this? Exactly. I guess it's proving our point, right? With the secrecy and stuff like that. I get it. But if we get it and it's taken us like 3 years, like we're sorting through all this stuff, why can't the cops go after the real perpetrators? Like, when that gets uncovered, it's got to be something big. So that's my take for today. Coincidences? No, today was contradictions. The big contradiction, right? You know what, Christina? I was going through all of the I'll do that one too. I was going through all the documents. I don't see her interview. Like, I don't know where this girl's coming from. I know she was in one of the shows. I know she was mentioned in Howard Bloom's book. Maybe I got to go back to Howard Bloom's book. I never bought his physical book. I only listened to the audio. Is there an interview of Ashlyn Couch? Yeah, they were in. She was in the shows. I don't know if the police ever interviewed her. That's not like. I don't remember reading a report and going, "Oh, that's Ashlyn Couch." What do you guys think? I don't know. I will look into that, Christina, though. That is a great idea. Like, what's up with this Ashlyn Couch, right? Because we always thought, you know, it was her. It was her in that 6th room. And now all of a sudden we're hearing it's some girl named so. I'm like, who's Sophia Whitehead? Oh my gosh. So, yeah, the one on the Today Show with her mom. Yeah, I remember Ashley. Yes, because she's the one that had to go. Wait, wasn't she the one that was supposed to be there that night? And she's like, "Oh, I was going to be there, but then my parents needed me to babysit the dog or something like that." That was supposed to be Ashlyn Couch, right? Yep. More to dig into. So I'm going to clock out for today, but Ashlyn's mom gives mega handler vibes. Oh, Lucy, you're funny. There was that one mom. I just read a report. She called. Oh my God, what did she call for? Because her daughter, the mom called in because her daughter. Oh, the daughter saw photos of herself and her friends on Brian Koberger's phone. Remember when they showed those pictures and they're like, these are from Brian Koberger's phone. And the girl was like, oh my God, that's me, mom. And so the mom called in, but Brian didn't take the photos of the girls. They were photos from Instagram. So it was just Instagram on his phone. Okay. That's a big difference. Big difference. All right, you guys, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for hitting that like button for me on your way out. I appreciate that very, very, very much. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. It's free and it will help you get notifications. Make sure you have that notification bell set to all so you get notified when I go live. And I will be here back tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Eastern time. I'm going to go out and get in some sunshine today and go do something good for myself, like go for a walk. So please go do something good for yourself today. Take care of yourself. And I will see you probably in the chats. Have a great day, and I appreciate all of you. And welcome to all the new members. Jen, we appreciate you. If I did not, I saw your last or your second donation. If I did not acknowledge that, I saw it. I apologize. I was so busy doing all these things, but we love you, Jen. Thank you for bringing in all those members. It's greatly appreciated. Clocking out for today. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Subscribe, it's free and keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. That could be unique, yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. It's free, it keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew, now right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Yeah, that's you. It's life, it's subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear.